by Boston area Lexus dealers, by Citizens Bank, and by Dunkin' Donuts. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Fenway Park, the final game of the series in a very windy evening here tonight at Fenway Park with that wind blowing straight in. And we'll see how it will affect the knuckleballer tonight. Let's take a look at the visiting Tampa Bay Devil Rays starting lineup brought to you by Dodge. Leading off is Carl Crawford in left field, Rocco Baldelli in center, Travis Lee at first base, Aubrey Huff in right, Jared Sandberg at third base, Pete LaForest is the DH with Marlon Anderson at second base, Toby Hall doing the catching, and Julio Lugo at shortstop bats ninth.
And doing the pitching tonight for the Red Sox will be Tim Wakefield. Wakefield making his 31st start of the season, 10-7 on the year with the 4.28 ERA. Of course, his last outing, as you might recall, got hooked up with Bartolo Colon, and Colon was absolutely outstanding in that game. In his career against Tampa Bay, 7-1, 1-0 this season.
Well, it is 63 degrees to begin the ball game tonight. They tell us an east wind gusting right now at upwards to 24 miles per hour.
Yeah, this is very unusual, that wind blowing straight in from center field. This is more like you would have in early April.
Carl Crawford stands in and takes ball one from Tim Wakefield.
And the question is, how does that affect Wakefield's knuckleball? They like to throw it against the wind.
Brought up a great point earlier before the game was whether or not the backdrop here at Fenway Park and the 406 club would kick that wind back again.
That's exactly right, Don, and we'll get a good indication just watching Wakefield. Just because the wind's blowing in doesn't mean it's not to his advantage. We see that a lot offensively in a lot of parks where the wind will be blowing one direction, but it's bouncing off part of the stadium and actually helps the ball carry out.
Wakefield ahead of Carl Crawford, 1-2. And Crawford fouls one off the left side, still 1-2. Tim Wakefield in his 33rd appearance of the season for the Red Sox. Crawford sends it on the ground to second base. Todd Walker is there, and he takes care of out number one.
Well, let's look at the Red Sox defense brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. It'll be Bill Miller at third base, Nomar Garciaparra the shortstop, Todd Walker at second, and Kevin Millar returns to the lineup after being ill for a couple of days. Manny Ramirez in left, Damian Jackson in center, and Gabe Kapler in right. Doug Mirabelli doing the catching for Tim Wakefield.
Steve Ripley has the plate, Larry Van Over at first, Jerry Meals at second, and Chris Scuccioni is the umpire at third. Baldelli, the hitter, added to his home run numbers last night with his 11th home run of the season. Big swing and a miss, has him down 0-2.
Curveball that time from Wakefield to pick up the second strike on Baldelli. 2 for 9 in his career against him.
Rocco Baldelli, 21-year-old native of Woonsocket, Rhode Island. All Major League rookies with 175 hits as he strikes out here for out number 2.
Well, let's check tonight's game notes brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. The Red Sox shut out last night. That's the first time here at Fenway since August 28, 2002. Mentioned the career numbers for Wakefield against the Devil Rays, very impressive. And Rob Bell, who is starting tonight for Tampa, over his last 13 starts, a record of 4-1 with 8 no decisions.
Travis Lee, first pitch swinging in the hole, 0-1. He had 272, 17 homers, and 65 runs batted in. Chopped right side towards second. Todd Walker has it, throws to Millar for the final out of the inning. Tim Wakefield enjoys a 1-2-3 first. Devil Rays get nothing. Red Sox coming up.
To the house of beer. We have 170 kinds of beer from all over the world. The beers are color-coded and separated by country, style, and color. Call me when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'll have a Sam Adams.
Yeah.
You can go around the world
and not find a better beer than Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
Hey, what is it?
I realize I love you, but as long as you're with Jessica, there can never be anything between us.
Cassie, there's no need to cry. Besides, I've got really great news.
You're leaving Jessica.
No. I just saved a load of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I saved. I thought that meant something to you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Hyundai Sonata, a comparison. More standard features than a Honda Accord LX, including a V6 engine. And yet the Sonata costs $1,400 less when comparably equipped. Add in America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you win. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata starting at just $15,299 at your Hyundai dealer.
Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Red Sox tradition meets high definition. Nesson redefines your Red Sox now with high definition telecasts. Red Sox fans don't miss a thing. And now, with widescreen HD clarity, your Sox never look so good. Nesson HD Red Sox coverage on Comcast Digital Cable Channel 882. Red Sox tradition meets high definition.
Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Tampa Bay unable to score in their half of the first. Todd Walker, Nomar Garciaparra, and Bill Miller face right-handed starter tonight for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And Rob Bell misses with the first one.
Released by the Texas Rangers in spring training, signed by Tampa Bay, started in AAA, was called up on June the 14th. And as we showed you those numbers, pitched pretty well recently for the Devil Rays. Faced the Red Sox once this year, got hooked up with Pedro Martinez, was not involved in the decision that day.
For the game tied 3-3 as he really matched Pedro Martinez's effort in that game. Had 3 different tours of duty with the Texas Rangers over last season. As Jerry mentioned, he was eventually released in spring training this year by the Texas Rangers. And has been with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays this season. The 3-1's in there for a strike, and it's a full count now to Todd Walker.
Well, the Red Sox start this game knowing they can pick up a game against the Seattle Mariners. Seattle lost to Texas today 2-1. And the Yankees in Baltimore, a 1-1 tie before the rains hit Baltimore. They'll have to replay that game in its entirety, but statistics for that game do count.
And rain is something that we could be talking about here tonight, not only at Fenway Park, but certainly tomorrow night in Cleveland. This is hit very well to left center field against the wind, and it'll hit off the base of the wall. Baldelli plays the carom, but standing at second base with the leadoff double is Todd Walker. Take a look at the rest of the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Dodge. We've seen Walker, Nomar Garciaparra bat second and shortstop, Bill Miller at third base, Manny Ramirez in left, David Ortiz the DH, Kevin Millar at first base, Doug Mirabelli catching Tim Wakefield, Gabe Kapler in right, and Damian Jackson in center field bats ninth.
Well, there you saw the effects already of the wind blowing in. That ball only hit the padding out of the 379. I think Baldelli felt that ball was getting hit much higher off the wall than it actually did.
Here's Nomar batting second again tonight, and he sends it to shallow right field. Huff got a late break. Out goes the second baseman to make the catch. Marlon Anderson, and tagging, trying to go to third as Walker gets there. As it appeared, the ball may have hit him.
What a gamble taken there by Todd Walker, but you know, he sees Marlon Anderson going away from third base to make this catch. He tags. Anderson, makes a heck of a play, spins around, throws a strike to third base, but as Walker goes in the slide, looks like the ball got underneath him, and Jared Sandberg could not hold on to it. Good aggressive base running, and also a very fine play by Marlon Anderson.
One down, a base runner at third base for the Red Sox in Todd Walker. And here's Bill Miller, who is batting in the number 3 spot tonight for the Red Sox. They're beginning the night as the league leader in batting average at .331. 18 home runs and 81 runs batted in. On the ground, off the glove of Travis Lee. In from third comes Walker with the game's first run, and the Red Sox lead it 1-0.
The 3-hole is where you would kind of expect to see the league's leading hitter in. Of course, most of the year, Bill Miller has either been down 7th or 8th or sometimes hitting 2nd. Gets the ground ball, deflects right off the glove of Lee by Marlon Anderson. He gets himself the base hit and also drives in the run.
An infield hit for Bill Miller, and that batting average moving up as we speak to .332. Standing at first, held on by Travis Lee, and here's Manny Ramirez. Manny batting at .322, and he drops to 4th in the league with that .322 batting average. 34 home runs, 97 runs batted in. Hitting at .382 over his last 19 games to raise his batting average from .312 up to the .322 that it is currently at.
And has had very good success against Bell. 8 at bats, 4 hits, and 2 of those 4 hits home runs.
Throw over, and Miller has to dive back to the bag. He does so safely. Inside that time, and it's 1-2. Bell with his 4-3 record, the earned run average at 5.46, trying to follow up on what was an amazing outing here last night for Victor Zambrano. Pitched very well and helped shut out the Red Sox here last night. Strike 3 to Ramirez. He knew it. He takes with him the first strikeout of the night for Rob Bell.
Let's look at Tampa's defense, brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. Jared Sandberg at third base, Julio Lugo the shortstop, Marlon Anderson at second, and Travis Lee at first. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, Rocco Baldelli, and Aubrey Huff. Toby Hall doing the catching.
2 down in the inning. The wind continuing to blow straight in here at Fenway Park tonight. And here is David Ortiz, the Red Sox DH. 286, 27 home runs, and 94 runs batted in. He fouls it straight back to the backstop. Well, Red Sox tradition meets high definition with tonight's game in HD. We're available on Comcast Digital Cable. Two outs, Bill Miller at first, a run already in for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first inning. And a count of 1-1 to David Ortiz. David Ortiz with a .582 slugging percentage, which ranks second only to Alex Rodriguez at .599 in the American League right now, as Ortiz has continued to pile up the extra base hits. He has 11 home runs and 31 RBIs over the last 25 games. There's a look at those slugging percentage numbers. Those are updated with Alex Rodriguez playing today. Ortiz skies one down the left field line towards the corner. Over goes Carl Crawford, but that's back up into the seats.
Plus, the reason the wind blowing in the direction it is tonight is the effects of the hurricane that has hit the East Coast down in the Carolinas. Expecting rain sometime maybe later tonight, certainly tomorrow.
available. Tonight's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas noches, amigos.
2-2 the count to David Ortiz. Line towards left center field. This should grab the wall and does. Off the ricochet. Crawford's got it. He fires it in. Bill Miller's going to try and score. The throw to the plate is going to be in time. They got him. So Bill Miller gunned down at the plate trying to score from first base. And a hot shot by David Ortiz. Red Sox get a running at the end of one. Boston on top 1-0.
Really freshly brewed Dunkin' Donuts coffee. For a smooth, delicious cup in the morning, it's just the thing.
Some opportunities are too good to pass up. The Nissan Sentra.
For extra convenience, extra value, and extra service, stop at Extra Mart. When you're on the go, you need a little extra. Fuel up on Extra Mart's Deli Joe sandwiches, Brew Boy coffee, and more. For your car, Extra Mart offers the brands you know at competitive prices.
Pick up irresistibly delicious, extra nutritious Nesquik. Now on sale for only 99 cents at Extra Mart. Nesquik, milk made fun.
With over 150 locations throughout New England, be smart. Shop Extra Mart.
Introducing the delicious new sourdough bagel sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. Made with ham, egg, and cheese on our freshly baked sourdough bagel. Just the thing, served warm and fast.
1-0 Red Sox. Could have been 2, but a nice relay executed by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The ball played off the wall here by Kyle Crawford. He'll overthrow the first cutoff man, Lugo, but backing him up is the second baseman, Marlon Anderson. Throws a strike to Toby Hall, and they get Bill Miller at home plate for the third out of the inning. 2 balls hit very hard in that inning out toward left field. The one by Walker and Ortiz, but a nice execution there on the relay. And they get Bill Miller at home plate for the third out of the inning.
So David Ortiz gets credit for the double. The putout goes 7-4-2 on Bill Miller to end the inning. And it's on to the second inning. Aubrey Huff, Jared Sandberg, and Pete LaForest to face Tim Wakefield. Huff at .312, 31 home runs and 102 RBIs. Back towards the mound. Wakefield's got it. And he throws out Aubrey Huff.
Well, H.B. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, or hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund, which in turn benefits children's hospitals all over New England.
One down here in the second inning, and it brings up Jared Sandberg, the third baseman, at .216, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in. Mentioning the Hurricane last inning, I think after you're done here, you might want to think about a new career. I think you'd be very good at tracking hurricanes and standing out there with all the rain gear on, and I think that's something you'd be very good at.
It's dangerous business, Don. See, our weather center here is just all going crazy tonight with this weather all over the place.
Off the glove of Walker and into center field. A hot shot off the bat of Jared Sandberg, who's aboard at first. And the first hit of the game for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Jared Sandberg in the lineup, probably because he's got a couple of hits off Wakefield. 3 for 6 now after this line drive base hit. Nice effort by Todd Walker, but just past the glove. And Sandberg has the base hit. Yeah, watching all day, you know, those weather people down on the beaches and blowing out a camera view and everything, getting sand in their throat. Tough duty.
That is a very tough job. I don't understand why they have to be in the heart of the storm and do the reporting.
Well, it gives you the feeling like you're there. You know, I saw Al Roker this morning, and the roof of his hotel that he was staying at was just about ready to blow off.
Pete LaForce, the designated hitter, has hit the ball hard in this series. The little we have seen of it.
There was one guy this afternoon I was watching. It was like one of these updates that come at the top of the hour. I thought we lost the guy. I really did. He went completely out of camera shot. And he must have fell down. Then he got up and he was wiping stuff off. And
the worst is when they lose the satellite feed altogether and you wonder about your friend with the slicker.
Now we hope that there's not a whole lot of damage down in that area. They certainly get beat up by a lot of hurricanes and on the East Coast down toward the Carolinas.
2-1 to LaForest is grounded outside of first and foul.
Evan Millar returning to the lineup after missing a couple of days with food poisoning.
Some bad chicken. Millar back in there. The Red Sox still without Nixon. Johnny Damon in the starting lineup tonight. Gabe Kapler getting the start in right. Jackson getting the start in center field.
Don, is this in high definition tonight?
Yes, it is, Jerry, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you asked, as you can look into your monitor. Certainly can get a look there.
You can almost pick out a person like in the 10th row behind the third base dugout from that shot.
Swing and a miss by Pete LaForest. He goes lunging. Second strikeout for Tim Wakefield, and there's 2 down.
Pete LaForest getting another start tonight. He was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Chases a knuckleball. Really didn't do very much. It stayed upstairs. Not a lot of knuckle to it, but no contact by LaForest.
Two down. Jared Sandberg at first. Millar holds him on, and here's Marlon Anderson. Anderson at .281, 6 homers and 62 runs batted in. Anderson had the relay throw from short left field that threw out Bill Miller to end last inning. Incidentally, Carl Crawford, who started it all out there in left field, has his 11th outfield assist.
And he has 11, and Baldelli in center field has 14 on the season. Manny Ramirez 11 with the Red Sox.
Sent foul off the left side. It's 3-1. Tampa Rays in the midst of an 8-game 7-day road trip, which comes to an end tonight. They were 1-3 against the Yankees, 1-2 so far in this series. And they will head home to host the New York Yankees after the ball game tonight. And in, ball 4 to Marlon Anderson. First walk of the night given up by Wakefield.
Don, are we on high definition tonight?
Why, Jerry, yes, we are. Red Sox tradition means high definition with tonight's game in HD. They're available on Comcast Digital Cable. Your timing is impeccable.
Boston Channel 882, Connecticut Channel 382, and 175.
So 2 down, 2 on, and here's Toby Hall, the catcher. Batting 8th tonight for Tampa Bay. Checks in hitting at .258 on the season, 12 home runs and 46 runs batted in. He started 117 of 151 games. Fouls it off the right side. With 2 runners on. Sandberg at second, Anderson at first. 2 down here in the second inning. Red Sox on top 1-0. Fouled off the right side. Still 0-2. We have Adam Jupiter checking our weather center rather regularly. There was a crop of showers that popped up pretty close to where we are, Jerry, and they were talking about 45 minutes at 7:45 actually to the beginning of the ball game. Tonight is a possibility of some rain, so we're keeping an eye on that. This popped up foul.
Well, we're very fortunate at New England Sports Network not only to have Tom Caron as a reporter, but also as a part-time meteorologist. He, the one that predicted that we could get some showers about 7:45. And of course, there's Adam constantly monitoring the weather station here in the back of the booth.
He barely can concentrate on his other duties because he has all of this stress of dealing with the weather situation. Very versatile, Adam Jupiter.
But you just don't come to Nesson to do one job. You have to be
wear a lot of hats.
Multi-skilled or multi-talented.
All of those things.
Multitasking, that's the word I was looking for.
Two on, two down here in the Tampa Bay second inning. The 0-2 to Toby Hall as Wakefield drops down that time and misses.
Something he's done a little bit more recently than the beginning of the season. Remember last year for a while, did it quite often and had success with it. Dropped down to the sidearm knuckleball, but goes away from Toby Hall.
On the ground, Garcia-Parra to his left, flips to second base in time to force out Anderson. And to end the inning, Tampa Bay strands two. We played an inning and a half, 1-0 Boston. Boston Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers, by Bob's Stores, by Coors Light, and by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Red Sox. All over the world, Jerry.
You know, it's interesting, Don. I get a lot of emails from families and also from soldiers who are either in Afghanistan or in Iraq that do try to follow over the internet what the Red Sox have been doing.
Well, it has been good news for the most part here from Fenway Park this season as we draw closer to the end of the year. Game number 152 this season for the Red Sox tonight, and the end of this homestand. Kevin Millar standing in.
Rob Bell will throw the fastball. I remember him having a pretty good curveball in games he pitched for the Texas Rangers, a changeup and a split-fingered fastball.
This season, he made 12 starts for the AAA Durham Bulls. He was 6-4 with a 4.02 earned run average. Millar lifts it in the air to left field. Carl Crawford back to the track and makes the catch for out number one. And we talked to Lou Piniella about Rob Bell prior to the game.
He's a three-pitch pitcher also. The changeup, slider, and the fastball. He's more of a command type pitcher. He needs to be hitting the spots, and you know, for the most part, he's kept us in ball games.
Rob Bell ready to face Doug Mirabelli with one out in the inning. Mirabelli getting the start tonight, catching Tim Wakefield as he customarily does. 265 home runs and 16 runs batted in for Doug Mirabelli. Back above us, off to the left, 1-2 to Mirabelli.
I thought one option that might be used tonight by Grady Little was getting Veritek maybe as the DH in this ball game, maybe putting Ortiz you know, somewhere in the field with Millar in the outfield. They do have the three catches now. They have Hasselman, who could be the backup catcher if needed, but he elects to give Veritek the complete night off, at least the start of the night off.
Strikeout number 2 for Rob Bell. And there's 2 down.
Well, game time is Miller time at Fenway and on Nesson. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before game time. You can win free tickets to the game and end up on Nesson in the game time is Miller time Fenway seats.
Two down for Gabe Kapler. Gets another start in right field tonight for the Red Sox. In the absence of Trot Nixon, Kapler hitting at .293, 3 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Since Trot's injury, he's been hitting at .389, 7 for his last 18 and 6 starts. Broken back grounder to Lugo at shortstop. On to Travis Lee for out number 3. Red Sox go in order in the second inning. We've played 2. Boston on top 1-0.
Okay, folks, let's get this party started. Call Seattle. Get McGregor on the phone.
Calling him now.
Morning. Good morning.
This is Scott McGregor. I'll be out of the office all day. Please leave a message.
That's not like McGregor.
McGregor's not there? Great.
Excuse me, there's a Mr. McGregor here to see you.
Southwest Airlines last-minute fares. If you're paying more than $149 nonstop to Orlando or Tampa Bay, you're paying too much.
You are now free to move about the country.
Some opportunities are too good to pass up. The Nissan Sentra.
Another pure performance from Purolator.
Every 3,000 miles, there's a smile on my face. Underneath that truck is my favorite place. With a turn of the filter, my engine starts grooving. On that open highway, my pickup is moving. That shiny blue can keeps the golden oil flowing. For 17 years, my odometer's been growing.
For performance that'll inspire any do-it-yourselfer, put on a Purolator. Get $2 off a Pure One oil filter. See your Advance Auto Parts store for details.
Back at Fenway, 1-0 Red Sox. Well, Sox fans bidding closes in less than 2 hours on the authentic Red Sox jersey and baseball autographed by members of the 2003 team. 100% of the proceeds from the auction will be donated to the Jimmy Fund. Bidding ends tonight at 9 p.m. and the winner will be announced live on WB Mason's Extra Innings. To place your bids, visit boston.com/Nesson.
Now we head to the top half of the third inning. Julio Lugo to lead it off. The Tampa Bay shortstop taking strike 1 from Tim Wakefield. Lugo 265, 11 home runs and 46 runs batted in. It's quickly down 0-2. Lugo has become the everyday shortstop for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays since May 16th. He's played in 105 of 109 games. A very good start to the road trip. He was 7 for 16 in the Yankees series, but just 2 for 11 in this series against the Red Sox. Well, we mentioned, Jerry, that rain in the forecast here all of a sudden, and in between innings, David Meller out there to talk to home plate umpire Steve Ripley and crew chief.
Adam Jupiter tells us it's about an hour away.
This has popped up into shallow right center. Walker going out, but it's fallen fast in front of Damian Jackson coming from center field. And Julio Lugo loops one out to right center field.
Well, again, you know, you've got to play this thing altogether different tonight because of that wind blowing in. Infielders have to continue out as hard as they possibly can because it's going to get a push back toward the infield, although there's nothing Todd Walker could do about that, or Damian Jackson. Perfectly placed by Lugo.
Here's Carl Crawford getting his second look tonight at Tim Wakefield. That one jumps away from Marabelli briefly. No advance for Julio Lugo at first base.
Lugo with 10 steals on the season, caught 3 times. Good numbers against Wakefield for Crawford.
Grounded to shortstop. Garcia-Parra to second. No, he throws it into right field. Getting up and heading to third is Lugo. He'll get there as Carl Crawford ends up at second base.
Something you don't see very often there. An error by Nomar on a throw to second base. Maybe trying the rush because of the speed of Crawford, the batter, trying to rush it up here to get the double play, but he just lets that fly. Walker can't make the play, and runners now at second and third. Fielder's choice, error on Garcia-Parra, number 17 on the season.
So all of a sudden now 2 in scoring position. Nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. And here's Rocco Baldelli swinging and missing at the first one. Baldelli 2 for 10 against Tim Wakefield. He struck out his first time tonight. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Baldelli starting off his major league career very well this season. He was the AL's Rookie of the Month both April and in May, and over the first 2 months was hitting at .340. Started off with a 13-game hitting streak to begin his career. This one fouled, and it's still 0-2.
Be a very close race, I think, Don, for rookies for American League Rookie of the Year. I was talking to Bill Hasselman clubhouse this afternoon, and he asked me what I thought about that. I couldn't really name one. You know, you got Baldelli, Jody Garrett, who we're going to see over the weekend in Cleveland's had a very good year. Brewer, the shortstop for Kansas City.
You throw Matsui in that?
Well, the people will. I don't, but people will. Not just because he's a Yankee. But certainly he's going to be one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year. Ichiro winning it a couple of years ago. Votes might be spread out quite a bit.
We're leading the highest batting average at .294 right now. And Matsui is third. This one bouncing in. Nice play by Mirabelli. Looks the runner back to third.
Mirabelli saving a run there for the Red Sox. Fine play on the knuckleball from Tim Wakefield. Slides to his right and actually catches the ball in the oversized glove. How about Mirabelli? I mean, he gets to play once every 5 days and has to catch the knuckleball.
Thanks a lot. 1-2 pitch on the ground. Nomar to the backhand. Has the runner hung up between second and third. As a run scores, the throw to second, not in time. So Crawford able to find his way back to the bag at second. A run comes in for Tampa Bay as Lugo scored from third, and we are tied at 1.
Well, Nomar played this perfectly up until the throw. He got the runner going back towards second base. See, Crawford stops. Now he starts to run him back. That's good because the man at first can't advance. But now the throw is going to be too high at second. And by the time Walker comes down with the tag, Crawford back in. So everything was perfect up until the throw. It almost looked like Nomar thought he could tag him. And then it was too late when he started to make that flip to second base and flipped it up high.
Julio Lugo in on the fielder's choice. And here's Travis Lee with 2 on and nobody out in the inning. Tampa Bay's tied the score at 1. Lined into right field, a base hit. Carl Crawford will be stopped at third base as Kapler's up and throwing, but heading for third base is Rocco Baldelli. 2 Devil Rays at third. And Baldelli ruled out.
Lou Piniella just shaking his head. A mental mistake there by Rocco Baldelli. You've got to keep your head up. Watch that runner in front of you. Watch the third base coach. He takes for granted that Crawford is going to score. He was held up by the third base coach. Baldelli never did see that and goes all the way to third base. To his surprise, he's got a teammate there and he's out when tagged. Because that base belongs to the lead runner, which would be Crawford. So Baldelli is the man that's going to be out when tagged. And Miller tags both of them just in case. What a crazy inning this has been. We're not happy about that.
Not happy at all.
You know, as a manager, you can take physical mistakes.
But mental.
That bugs you.
Avery Huff grounded back to the mound his first time up. This one foul off the left side.
And you look at the difference that mistake makes in an inning. It could have been bases loaded with nobody out, already have a run home in this inning. Instead, the Red Sox get the one very big out.
I guess he never lifted his head as he was sliding into third base.
No, he was going all the way.
Behind a Nomar shortstop on a hop. He'll touch second and fire on to first. A much-needed ending double play. The Devil Rays get one and tie the score at 1 after 2.5.
Skill. Skill is doing what others find impossible. Hamill, Waxler, Allen, and Collins. Personal injury law.
It looks good on the coast. It looks good in the city. It looks good in the country. And with a special lease price of just $219 a month, imagine how good it'll look in your driveway. The stylish Nissan Altima, now $219 a month.
Welcome back. I'm here in this 19th century Victorian with new owners Mike and Shannon Boyd. Hi, Ted.
We just fell in love with its charm.
Yeah, it's charming. Unfortunately, the roof leaks, the foundation is crumbling, and there's significant termite damage. But I do have good news. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Hey, we need to talk about your electrical. Whoa. Yeah, we're going to want to fix that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Red Sox tradition meets high definition. Nesson redefines your Red Sox now with high-definition telecasts. Red Sox fans don't miss a thing. And now, with widescreen HD clarity, your Sox never look so good. Nesson HD Red Sox coverage on Comcast Digital Cable Channel 882. Red Sox tradition meets high definition.
Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy along with Tom Caron back at Fenway as we head to the last half of the third. Tied at 1 as Damian Jackson carves the first one foul.
Well, the Baldelli play becomes very big. They got an out, and then the Red Sox get the double play to get out of that inning with only the 1 run scored.
One misses, evens up at 1-1. Sounds like Lou talked to Rocco in between innings.
Very much under control, but obviously making his point to the rookie center fielder about the mental mistake that really took maybe a big inning away from the Devil Rays.
Jackson hits a soft liner falling fast into left center field for a base hit. Crawford cuts it off. Wide turn at first for Damian Jackson. Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury, by LoJack, by Aflac, by Citizens Bank, and by Jeep. So the Red Sox have the lead man on for the second time in the game. Todd Walker led off the first inning with a double. Came around to score, riding the 9-game hitting streak, 14 for his last 32 during the 9-gamer. Jackson able to get back to the bag at first. 15 thefts in 23 tries this season for Damian Jackson. 10 Cumming is a pinch runner for the Red Sox. Line to right. That'll get down for a base hit. Jackson hitting for third base. He'll get there successfully on the single to right for Todd Walker, who's 2 for 2.
Well, Todd Walker came into the game on an 8-game hitting streak. He extended that. He's already 2 for 2 tonight from the leadoff position. Off-speed pitch, a changeup. Walker out on his front foot, but his hands stay back and pulls the ball to right field for the base hit. Well, Walker's been everywhere recently. Second, third, first.
There's Nomar Garciaparra against Rob Bell. He has enjoyed his time. 6 for 10 with 2 home runs for Garciaparra against Rob Bell. Nomar lines it into left field, a base hit. Jackson comes in, and the Red Sox take a 2-1 lead. Nomar Garciaparra with his 98th RBI of the year, and the Red Sox lead it 2-1.
Well, how quickly things change. I mean, the Red Sox get a huge break to get out of that last inning with 1 run, and they respond with 3 straight base hits. Nomar on the off-speed pitch, the changeup to drive in a run. His 98th run batted into the season. It's hard to believe it. The Red Sox don't have a guy yet at 100 runs batted in. That's how good this offense has been, spreading everything out. Nomar close now with 98. Manny had 97 coming into the game. David Ortiz with 94.
Here comes Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, out to the mound for the first time tonight to talk to Rob Bell. Bell making his second start against the Red Sox this season tonight.
Kind of thinking about that on the way home last night, Don, as I was heading down the Mass Pike. You look at the RBI leaders. You get Delgado way up the top at 128. The number 10 guy, Tejada, 101. I was thinking, we don't have a guy yet with 100.
It's amazing.
It's amazing with all the runs that this team has scored. But it's just spread out throughout the lineup. Millar with 90, Nixon 85, Veritek 84, Bill Miller 82. Problem is that not enough guys have been left on base for guys like Ramirez to have over 100.
Down and in, and a nice play by Toby Hall, lunging to his right.
It's amazing the things I think about as I'm driving home on the Mass Pike.
Miller 4 for 11 against Rob Bell. This time we saw Rob Bell. He started a game on July 2nd at Tropicana Field against Pedro Martinez. This is chopped to the shortstop. Lugo to second for 1. The throw to first is in time. Bang, bang play, and Dallas Williams is hot. Here comes Grady Little from the dugout. They've been over saying they completed the double play.
Now, Dallas Williams does not argue very much down at first base, and usually when he does bust a move on the umpire, it's because he thinks that runner was safe. This is a terrific over-the-top throw at second base by Marlon Anderson. He got plenty on that to even make it a close play, but from that angle, it did look like Bill Miller beat that. And from that angle, it looked like he beat it.
Every angle we've seen so far has him beating it.
Yeah, he's clearly on the front part of that bag before the ball is in the glove of Travis Lee.
Bad break there for the Red Sox. The double play completed. On to third goes Todd Walker. With 2 outs now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. One already in for the Red Sox, and here's Manny Ramirez. And he's striking out his first time up back in the 1st inning. He too has good numbers against Rob Bell. 4 for 9. 2 home runs for Manny Ramirez. Manny lines it the opposite way to right. In for a hit. It'll be a ground rule double as it jumps up into the seats. Walker scores, and the Red Sox lead it 3-1.
Manny Ramirez continues to wear out to Rob Bell. 5 for 10 now in his career. A line shot to the opposite field. I think this is fan interference. And it is going to be ruled second base for Manny Ramirez.
Well, Manny happy about it as he picks up his 98th RBI of the season. Ortiz lines it to right. Huff coming on, and he'll make the running catch.